Hello, my name's Jonah. I was born and raised in London, in North London, where I still live. I was in St John's College and graduated in 2017. I suppose I didn't really know what it was going to be like. I didn't really have too many preconceptions. I didn't have, any older siblings or parents who had been there or anything. So I guess I was kind of fairly open, but the thing that really took me by surprise in a really positive way was the diverse range of things that people were interested in, both alongside and outside of their academics. I knew it was an academic place, but I think the range of passions and ambitions and future plans and projects that people had was really inspiring to see, and being surrounded by so many different types of people with these different ambitions I found it to be really enriching. So I think, that was probably the most positive surprise. There were a lot of memorable things that happened while I was there, and always in different contexts and scenarios, which I think represents what a full and exciting experience you can have. I think from an academic side, I love that you were given a lot of responsibility and a lot of leeway to think about and investigate and research the things that you were interested in. I did a lot of long essays and dissertations, and I found that incredibly rewarding. And engaging with things that were specifically or personally interesting to me. It's such a broad course, but you're really given the scope and the flexibility to focus in on things that you feel close to or particularly intimate with for whatever reason. So that was amazing. And I think the theatre scene as well there, the ADC theatre is incredible, and the student-led productions that are put on there are of such a high standard that you learn so much. And I felt incredibly lucky to get so much training and learn a lot of the tools that I still use now. It set you up really well. And then I guess the cliche one would just be the people that you meet. Is such, as I said before, there's such a diverse range of people who are there, all with different interests and ambitions and passions, and that was really exciting to be around. And I think at times it can be a fairly intense experience being there, whether it's because of the work that you have on or whatever it might be, and you forge such close relationships. And the friends I made are still now the very best friends that I've ever had, and I'm sure will be my best friends for years to come. So I've been acting and writing since I left, and the course has been sometimes surprisingly helpful and instructive for what I'm doing now. I think from an acting point of view, the sociological side of the course, a lot of it is to do with looking at people in different religious contexts, or from different philosophical backgrounds, and trying to understand them and put yourself in their shoes. And that is something that is used in acting all the time, and the psychology of why people do things and behave in a certain way, and thinking critically about that has definitely informed what I'm doing now. And from a writing point of view, I mean, a lot of the things that I've been writing about, often in film, are historical pieces, and this course gives you the tools to really know how to research and investigate something, whether it's a period of history or a community of people. And so in terms of researching for a story, it's felt really similar at times to how you might build the evidence or research for a dissertation, and those are things that I didn't really think about at the time, but have gone on to become really helpful aspects of what I'm doing now. I think the thing that occurred to me while I was there was that the course really encourages you to be dynamic and to take responsibility for things that you want to study. Of course, there's a syllabus and there's a course structure, but in a really positive way, it gives you some leeway to go and study things that you might be interested in, certainly when it comes to your dissertations. And so when you're thinking about applying, I think you should start by thinking about the things in theology and philosophy that really interest you specifically. I think that's what generally I found the supervisors to engage with the most. When you had some personal interest in something for a specific reason, maybe you've grown up in a particular religious context, or whatever it might be, I think being specific about what you like. Of course, open-minded to everything, but I think being specific sometimes about what you want to study and the kinds of things that interest you, I think comes across really well in an interview, for example. If I was going to go back and do it all again, I would do it the same. I think when I was applying, it was sort of between theology and English for me, and I would do theology again. I think for a few reasons, partly because it's such a well-structured course that it really takes you into so many different eras and points of history and different religious contexts and different religious communities all over the world. So it's very expansive in that way, which I loved. And I think personally, it just made me think really deeply and very closely about religious identity and what that is for people and what it meant for me. And religion is, it's something that is so much part of our lives, whether you're religious or not, and it's so much part of, everyday conversations in terms of current affairs, in terms of politics. I think it felt like a very relevant subject, and it really just sets you up with a lot of different tools in terms of research and investigation and thinking critically. I loved it. I'd do it all again.